guys, what are you looking at spinning around in front of you? Well, this is the BESTECHMAN Dundee, and it came in from Jared. And this is the first day I've had it in my pockets. I don't know anything about it, but from what I do understand, BESTECHMAN is a new budget line that BESTECH has come up with. So let's go ahead, let's turn this around. We'll talk about the things that I found first day in pockets on this knife. Well, guys, like I said in the intro, it's time for another first day in pockets. This is the BESTECHMAN Dundee, and this is a pretty bare bones little knife, but I got to tell you, I'm digging it so far. It is about 11:30 in the morning. I've had this in my pocket since about 6, so about 5 hours. I have not done much with it. In all transparency, all I've really done with it was I opened my mail. I have a bunch of cardboard over there. I've got to do some cut testing on a bunch of knives, but I thought we would throw this in our pockets to see the things that I felt about it. I did cut on a little piece of wood, on a wood dowel rod and things like that. So first things first, we'll do some quick size comparisons on this. Let's go ahead and grab our first knife. It's going to be the Spyderco Endura 4 because it was out for another video. So you can see this is a big knife. And it's kind of surprising. It is not that small of a knife. Feels a lot smaller than it actually is. So there's your first knife, the Endura. Your next knife's going to be my Ferrum Forge Fortis. And I apologize if you hear dogs in the background. I can't do anything about it. I can't. They've been barking all day. So you can see the Ferrum Forge Fortis, just about 1 for 1. This is a big knife too. This is not a small knife. So you can see this happened to be in my pocket today. So, because it was also out for the same video I'm talking about. So yeah, there's your second knife. And your final knife, as always, is going to be the Chris Reeves Sebenza Large 21. So you can see really similar in size. This is a bulkier knife, but yeah, so there you go. There's your last knife. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way, and I'll tell you about the things I found about this knife. I really am pretty impressed with this. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. So I fully expect this to be a short video because we're only looking at a knife I've had in my pocket for a little bit, have not done much with. So you have a very nicely ground, very nicely shaped, I should say, D2 blade with a nice fuller coming down. It does come down to a very nice behind the edge thickness, and it came real sharp, I do have to say. There is a good bit of really good jimping on the spine of the knife, enough that you can get your entire thumb on it, and it is very functional, very well cut and sharp jimping. It looks like it's been cut and then he just knocked the tops off of it. So you don't have very sharp points, but you definitely have the sharp edges that get you and hold you in place. Jimping, the same style jimping on the flipper tab, which is just about perfect. And it's in a position where it's not a hot spot. Cutting with this so far has been pretty good. I've done a little bit of cutting on an oak dowel rod to see how it feels, and I felt like no hot spots really at all on this knife. Nicely done G10 handles on this that's done in a liner lock, and they've done a good job with the liners. I like liner locks when they're done in specific fashions, this being one of them. I also like when the scales are redacted and you can see the liner all the way around and they're well polished. This one is done where they're completely hidden except just at the lock interface. Lockup on it is pretty good so far. It seems like it's just right at the maybe 25% mark, and you've got really good access to it. So it's not an issue to unlock that knife at all. So you've got some really good look to that and very good comfort. There is no real hot spot there that acts as a finger groove or a finger choil right there, which is pretty comfortable. And it puts you in a really good alignment to the cut. This just naturally falls into alignment with the cut. Pocket clip. I dig the pocket clip. It is not a hot spot at all. It's deep enough carry that I can carry this forward in the pocket. And it is not at all a hot spot. It does not really move whatsoever because it's down in nice and deep. And it is reversible with one of the things that I really love when companies do this is it's got screws in the hole so that if you decide you want to carry this left-handed and you've already been carrying it, you don't have to clean out the holes and a bunch of gunk and dirt and stuff. What's even better is a plate that completely covers it so you don't have any stuff that gets down in here. But covering the holes is a very, very good thing. Blade shape on it, like I said, really nice and slender blade shape. It's attractive with this big fuller that goes all the way down into the swedge. I am a fan of that. I do like the blade shape, but I do have a couple things to say about it when we get to the full the other side. You can flick it with the fuller on the back side. It's a little tight for me because I have big hands, and this is not a real big knife. You saw me do it once already. Let me, come on, work with me. Do it again. There we go. You can flick it off the fuller. It is a little round. That's what I was saying. So you don't have a lot of access, and it's fairly rounded. So you have to really push in there hard with your fingernail and get in there. And well, I'm not doing it again. So yeah, all in all, really attractive knife, and it's been a breeze to carry. It's nice and light. It's not heavy at all. Obvious that they did a good job with keeping the liners thin and small, so that they didn't have to do weight reduction inside on the inside of the liners. So you get a really good balance. It's got, as you can see, that little bit of weight forward of where your fingers are towards the pivot and blade, and I like that a lot. I'm not a fan of the tail heavy knives so much. It's just a personal preference. So there's all the good things. I have found a couple minor things. So let's go ahead and turn it around and look at the bad stuff. Bad stuff on this knife so far, really minimal. The first and foremost is this, you can see here, they did a fuller, but it doesn't marry up. This fuller, this fuller right here stops here, and on the other side, it goes a good bit further past, about 1 millimeter or 2. Is that such a big deal? No, it really isn't, but that just is one of those things. That's one of those quality things. And when you have inconsistencies in grind, it makes the knife look off. It makes it look like it's maybe misground when it really isn't. So if you have issues on the spine grind, it can make the tip look asymmetrical. Now, the sharpening grind on this is a little asymmetrical. You can see it definitely kicks over, and it has a chiseled tip. So that's something I could easily fix if I was sharpening it, but I'm not going to sharpen it because, well, several reasons. But you can see, like, other thing that could be causing that is, does this swedge marry up? And you can see it doesn't. See how the swedge on that side goes significantly further than it does on this side? That's going to give you some inconsistencies in the way the knife looks. So it could be an actual misgrind, or it could just be, like I was saying, when you have an issue with the spine being ground inconsistent, it makes the tip off a little. The only other thing I would really say that does kind of bother me is how, like, I like the pivot. It's attractive, but you can definitely feel it, and it's kind of sharp. I probably would take this out. If this was my knife, I would probably take this pivot out, put it in a pair of channel locks, and I would knock the points off that on a Scotch-Brite, and then just clean the surface of it up just to marry it down, because it stands up proud from the knife when this side is fairly flush. You see what I'm saying? Here, let me zoom in. I can get a better look at it that way. So you see how proud it stands up, and that just does catch on your fingers because they are a little bit sharp. I think I would honestly, I absolutely would take that and put it on Scotch-Brite and clean that up. So other than that, I don't see much wrong with this knife. It's a pretty good knife, nice and rock solid. It's comfortable in hand. I don't see many issues with it. So we'll see how this pans out over the next couple weeks. BESTECH does make some pretty good knives. So we'll have to see how things go over the next couple weeks. Jared sent this to me. He was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, it's their new budget line. They're trying to keep it at prices. And I was like, don't tell me anything, because I like to do these unbiased, unfiltered reviews when I get something in and it's absolutely first impressions. I have no idea what the price point is. So there you go, guys. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. So there you go, guys. I'm pleasantly pleased with this little knife. If it is a budget option, I'm really down with it. It seems really nice. We'll see how it goes over the next couple weeks. When I get closer to come up time on a review, I'll look up specs. Like I said, the thing that bothered me absolutely the most about it is the asymmetrical grind. And that's just because as a sharpener, I like the grinds to be as perfect as possible. But the fact is, I can fix that later if I want to, if my shoulder will allow. So guys, that's pretty much it on this one. Just first day in pockets. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, but please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. Make sure you've got the bell icon set to all, and make sure you've got notifications turned on your device. Doing the likes. The likes are the best thing you can do for any channel. It pushes us up the algorithm. If you're watching videos and you're not dropping likes on them, you're not doing the channels you love a service at all. You're absolutely hurting them because views without likes is not as good as views with likes in the YouTube algorithm's opinion. Other ways you can support the channel. I have got a ton of affiliate links. Coffee Brand Coffee, I have a discount code that you can use. Either just use the affiliate link itself or punch in the coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, for 5% off your overall order. And the Amazon affiliate links, no matter what you're purchasing, if you use one of my links, don't even worry about what it is listed as. Just click on it, and then you can search the item you're going to do some shopping with. And it's like a portal to my affiliate store. And I get credit for anything you purchase, from phone cases to plumbing supplies. So other ways you can do it, I have got I have got a membership down below. All the members have access to the Gilded server. It's just like Discord. Baseline and premium tier members are automatically entered into giveaways that I do on the Gilded server. And the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial here on YouTube that's behind the paywall. So if you're interested in that, it's an easy way. There's a join button down below. And the final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. where you can pick up my merchandise or other creators' merchandise for 10% off if you use the coupon code CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp saves you 10% at checkout. Guys, that's it on this one. Keep it clean in the comment section. It makes it easier for me and Nico to moderate the channel. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.